Hi guys, it's Simon C. In this AI Radar hybrid AI model learns like a child. AI doesn't eliminate health professionals. AlphaFold helps understanding the coronavirus and more. The technology review reports that a hybrid AI model lets it reason about the world's physics like a child. Known as Cleverer, the dataset consists of 20,000 short synthetic video clips and more than 300,000 questions and answer pairings that reason about the events in the videos. Each video shows a simple word or toy object that collide with one another following simulated physics. The composite system known as a neurosymbolic model leverages both deep learning and symbolic logic. It uses a neural network to recognize the colors, shapes, and materials of the objects, and a symbolic system to understand the physics of their movements and the causal relationships between them. This system outperformed existing models across all categories of questions. This is important because AI thinking like a child may be a way toward artificial general intelligence. Again, Technology Review reports that a new AI chip can perform image recognition tasks in nanoseconds. Indeed, a new type of artificial eye, writes Nature, a new type of artificial eye made by combining light sensing electronics with a neural network on a single tiny chip can make sense of what it's seeing in just a few nanoseconds, far faster than existing image sensors. A sensor that captures and processes an image at the same time without converting or passing around data makes image recognition much faster using much less power. The design, published in Nature by researchers at the Institute of Photonics in Vienna, Austria, mimics the way animals' eyes pre-process visual information before passing it on the brain. This new sensor is another exciting step on the path to moving more AI into hardware, making it quicker and more efficient. How ASML became chipmaking's biggest monopoly. According to The Economist, a nondescript suburb of Eindhoven, the Netherlands' fifth biggest city, is home to ASML, the world's sole manufacturer of the most advanced equipment critical to modern chip making. If chips make the world go around, ASML may be the closest the multi-trillion-dollar global tech industry has to a linchpin. ASML is not the only maker of photolithographic machines, points out The Economist, which use light to etch integrated circuits onto silicon wafers, points out The Economist. It competes with Canon and Nikon of Japan, but the Dutch firm's market share has nearly doubled to 62% since 2005. And it alone has harnessed extreme ultraviolet light with wavelengths of just 13.9 nanometer beat a millionth of a meter. Shorter wavelengths allow the etching of smaller components, vital for chip makers striving to keep pace with Moore's law. Synced Review reports that Google DeepMind releases structure predictions for coronavirus-linked proteins. In a bid to help the global research community better understand the coronavirus, last Thursday DeepMind released the structure predictions for 6 proteins associated with SARS-CoV-2, the virus that caused COVID-19, using the most up-to-date version of the AlphaFold system. Understanding a protein structure provides an important an important resource for making sense of how a virus functions, but experiments to determine structure typically take months or longer. To speed things up, researchers have been developing computational methods to predict protein structure from amino acid sequences. A piece on the Conversations report talk about predicting the coronavirus outbreak, how AI connects the dots to warn about disease threats. AI doesn't eliminate the need for epidemiologists and virologists who are fighting the spread on the front lines. Rise the conversation. For example, Bluedot, the Canadian company which first predicted the coronavirus outbreak, uses epidemiologists to confirm its algorithm's results. Artificial intelligence is a tool to provide more advanced and more accurate warnings that can enable a rapid response to an outbreak. The key here is bringing AI's forecasting and prediction prowess to public health officials to improve their ability to respond to outbreaks. According to CNBC, Bluedot software as a service for infectious disease tracking first noticed a number of unusual pneumonia cases near a market in Wuhan, China on December 30, 2019. That was 9 days before the World Health Organization issued its first statement letting people know about the novel coronavirus now known as COVID-19. Music streaming company Deezer released a new artificial intelligence tool that could be a producer's dream and a copyright nightmare. Using a process called source separation, Splitter splits the audio file of any given song into four new audio stems, which isolate particular instruments or groups of instruments, vocals, bass, drums, and so on, according to Pitchfork. Some songs and instruments yield better results than others. Bass and drums tend to sound muddy or distorted on their own, but vocals fare better, especially if the surrounding music is relatively sparse. Source separation has long been a dream of audio archivists, obsessive listener DJs, and musicians who use samples in their work, writes Pitchfork. Splitter might be the most accessible source separation software to be released to the public. It's unclear, though, whether the generation of derivative works that are not sold or released publicly would present a problem. Copyright law often fails to directly address such complexities. TechExplore reports that engineers at Rutgers University in New Jersey, USA, have created a tabletop device that combines a robot, artificial intelligence, and near-infrared and ultrasound imaging to draw blood or insert catheters to deliver fluids and drugs. The most research results published in the journal Nature Machine Intelligence suggest that autonomous systems like the image-guided robotic device could outperform people on some complex medical tasks. Medical robots could reduce injuries and improve the efficiency and outcomes of procedures, as well as carry out tasks with minimal supervision when resources are limited, according to TechExplore. This would allow healthcare professionals to focus more on other critical aspects of medical care and enable emergency medical providers to bring advanced interventions and resuscitation efforts to remote and resource-limited areas. The Next Web reports that a study funded by the National Eye Institute helped to create a new device, a new AI-powered device that can identify babies at risk of going blind because of aggressive posterior retinopathy of prematurity, APROP, by analyzing images of the eyes by means of deep learning. The Nest Web points out that the system could help save the vision of babies born prematurely, who are particularly at risk of damage to their retinas, as the fragile vessels in their eyes can leak and grow abnormally. If this worsens, the retina can detach and cause loss of vision. The system evaluated the baby's demographic data, comorbidities and age since conception, and quantified specific symptoms of APROP, such as the dilation and twist of the retinal vessels. The results also created a quantifiable profile of APROP patients. The infants who developed the condition were born lighter and younger than those who didn't, and now that the babies born after 26 weeks developed the disease. Defense One report an article about former Secretaries of U.S. Defense William Cohen, Leon Panetta, Chuck Hagel, and Ash Carter. America must shape the world's AI norms, or dictators will. If designed with American values, the authors write, AI can empower individuals by freeing them from mundane tasks, by increasing access to information, by helping optimize decisions, all while respecting individual liberties and fundamental human rights. So tell your army to abstain from building AI weapons, please. Thanks. We've seen examples of how other AI designs will empower governments, particularly authoritarian governments. The AI designs value those in power more than their citizens by amplifying sensors that monitor populations, valuing state access to data more than privacy, and creating automation that empowers central decision makers. Just as a highway system that centralizes major cities naturally increases the city's importance, societies using a network architectures and series of AI models with embedded authoritarian values will begin to reflect those same values, according to the writers. Americans must ensure they deliberately and carefully embed their values into the technology that is already shaping our world. To do so, they need to lead the world in AI research and development, provide commercial and public systems to the world that reflect democratic values, and lead the global conversation on AI standards in concert with their allies, especially regarding AI's use in war. I'm done. Bye.